A Beautiful Country is a project that I have been working on for over 20 years, mainly on the developing of the script. It's a very powerful story about the Chinese immigrants who helped America build the Continental Railroad. More importantly, the story is about these men's life, their struggles, contributions, and their triumphs, some of their demise, and ultimately their revenge. In this case, over 22,000 Chinese immigrants helped America build the Continental Railroad. It's such a great achievement, not only for the Americans, for the whole world history. There are two greatest constructions in the world history. One is the Great Wall of China, the other one is the Continental Railroad. And ironically, both of these incredible achievements both involve the Chinese. Now, in order for us to tell the story properly, so we decided we're going to take this journey step by step, each important section at a time. The first location we want to go is San Francisco. They're coming from the ocean, coming into the harbor. San Francisco is where these immigrants first landed. Much of the San Francisco port have been changed, but what have not changed is the murky water. I can only imagine how these men feel when they first set foot onto the dock. According to historians, once they get off the boat, they will be marched onto Sacramento Street into Chinatown, which is the Grand Avenue and Sacramento Street, that intersection. There, they can find Chinese, potentially even relatives, or who may have helped them get here. For those unlucky ones, even though they don't know anybody, but this is the only place that is closer to the feeling of home. Here in Chinatown, we stopped by at a very important place, a small museum dedicated for discover and learn the hidden history about the Chinese immigrants who helped America build the Continental Railroad. Our next stop, Sacramento. California State Railroad Museum. Here, they have a dedicated section for the Chinese railroad workers, their true stories, and some of their artifacts and real records. Here is the famous photograph of the Continental Railroad being completed. I'm wondering if anybody can see what's wrong with this picture. We visited a few small towns along the railroad path. Much of the original Central Pacific Railroad has been altered. So it was difficult for us to finding the original path in some of the sections. Bloomer's Cut, constructed in 1864. A group of Chinese railroad workers used chisels, hammers, shovels, and canisters of black powder. The Bloomer's Cut is 64 feet deep, 800 feet long. At its completion, it was considered as eighth wonder of the world. After 160 years, the track still remains in service. Walking through the Bloomer's Cut, there is an eerie feeling to it. If this rock could talk, it would tell you a story of much sorrow and great glory. Cape Horn, one of the most dangerous sections of the Central Pacific Railroad construction. An army of Chinese railroad workers arrived here. They begin use explosive to blow off the side of the mountain. The way how they do this is lower the smallest, lightest Chinese in bucket and ropes, suspend them halfway down the mountain and set up explosions. Many of them fall to their death. The official record here was 300 deaths. According to researchers, the number could be much higher. Summit Tunnel, the most difficult portion of the construction. Thousands Chinese railroad workers working in 3 shifts, non-stop, complete the entire construction in 16 months, under half of the time estimated. The Summit Tunnel construction marked as one of the deadliest constructions in U.S. history. In all, over 22,000 Chinese immigrants working on the Continental Railroad. More than 5,000 of them lost their lives. The Continental Railroad construction was a testament of human strength, ingenuity, and the unstoppable determination of the Chinese railroad workers. The famous last 10 miles. Over 5,000 Chinese railroad workers and 8 Irish track layers. They worked diligently together for the last 10 miles of Central Pacific Railroad. They have laid down over 4,460,000 pounds of materials in under just 14 hours. They completed the final 10 miles. The record still stands today. A Beautiful Country is an epic film. It will take our audience back to 160 years ago, experience that part of this history. The film will give the voiceless a voice and the faceless new faces, truthfully telling their untold story and giving them the long overdue recognition.